Good morning from Marble Falls, Texas, where I just bought gas for $2.39 a gallon. After going to two different gas stations that had the same price, showing on their huge sign and blinking and all kinds of stuff, said said 2.39 at one place. I pulled in and inserted my card and the price, and it asked me if I was a member of some kind of club or whatever, if I had their card, and I punched no, and the price went up 10 cents a gallon. So I canceled the transaction and went to another gas station right down the street, 2.39 a gallon. But knock on wood, legitimately it was 2.39 a gallon. And just to double check, I pumped 1 gallon and looked at the price, and it matched 2.39 for 1 gallon. Thank you, gas station. But anyway, we're on the way back to Llano from Marble Falls. I've been to the HEB in Marble Falls, Texas, the big family-owned grocery store, and boy, they got a lot of good stuff, and the prices are okay. Got a big old giant avocado for 69 cents. One of those Haas avocados. Yeah, the good ones. And but anyway, so we're cruising along here. We're going to go back through Kingsland and then over to Llano. And here's a bus stop. Buses still stop at railroad tracks. You got to remember that. And yeah, and sometimes the railroad tracks are like on a curve. You come around a curve and there's a bus stop. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing. We're on our way back to Llano after doing that. And I dropped off the Spectrum stuff at UPS store, and it worked. They actually took it and gave me a receipt, no problemo. So we got that done. And then tomorrow I go to the VA for my physical. This is the 27th of October 2025, and it'll probably be a week before you see this. But bear in mind that I'm doing it on October the 27th at 10:46 a.m. and the temperature is 78 degrees, and it's supposed to get a little warmer today, but tomorrow the temperature cools down. So we're on our way back, and I got all my stuff. So what I was thinking about while I was in HEB, even though their prices are much cheaper than the Lowe's grocery store in Llano, I was thinking to myself, how much do I really save by driving over here to Marble Falls? I'm not only talking about money-wise, but, there's traffic here on these streets and stuff. Enough said. And it occurred to me that I could do everything in Llano, and it would probably cost me, with gas, gasoline, groceries, and everything, $20 a month. Yeah, that's a fact. The downside is they don't have some of the products that I want. Like they don't have chia seeds, they don't have blueberry frozen organic blueberries, they don't have the Oikos yogurt that I use. So probably I will continue to drive over to HEB about once every 2 weeks. Yeah, and it'll be a nice little outing. I'll enjoy it. And so we'll just keep doing that. But the good thing is they have everything I need at the HEB. I don't have to go to Walmart anymore. They have the Oikos in the big containers at Walmart, and that's one of the only reasons I went to. I mean, they have it at HEB, but now, and that was one of the only reasons I went to Walmart was to get that because they had it. And also beer I thought was cheaper, but it's not. Beer's the same price at HEB grocery store in Marble Falls as it is at the Walmart store. So I'm just going to go to HEB from now on because they got better produce, better meats, and I got a pound of ground pork because I was going to have the 90% lean beef, but I decided I'd get the pork instead. For some reason, pork does me better than beef. But yeah, and we're going to make some homemade chili. Well, it's going to be kind of a chili pizza stuff, It's going to be a mix. And yeah, I got me a poblano pepper, a big old white onion, and what else? Yeah, and they also have that 10 grain bread at HEB. That's pretty good stuff, and it's like $3 a loaf. Anyway, I know y'all wanted to know that. But, well, I don't have anything else to talk about. I'm just cruising along. Now, this is Granite Shoals, a little town on the way back home, and they did have, well, this gasoline station on the right shows 2.49 a gallon. It was 2.39 an hour ago, or an hour and a half ago. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, this one shows 2.39 a gallon, but now it may or may not be 2.39 a gallon. You know what I mean? Depending if you're a member of some kind of club or something. Yeah, so you got to watch that, and also I do, even if I do check, I pump 1 gallon and look at the price, and I've done that for years. I never mention it, but I do. Why? Because I'm just the kind of guy that's checking you out. Because see, they have had people in the past, and still do. You know, you pump a gallon, and it's not the price. You know, I've run across that before. Ran across it in Houston, Texas, but it's been years ago, and that's the only time. Yeah, it was run by some people from India, and you know, of course, they're supposed to check those pumps. The state checks them every now and then. I don't know how it happened, but anyway, they managed to run a little 10-cent scam until they got caught, and then they didn't do it no more. Granite Shoals, Texas. Yep. All this area. I've been through here or lived here for years. That one's 2.47 a gallon. And on we go, guys. It's a pretty good drive from Llano to Marble Falls, Texas. It is. And it's certainly not a problem. It's mostly 4-lane, you know, like it's 4-lane here all the way to Kingsland, and then from Kingsland it's 4-lane all the way to Highway 29. Turn left on 29 going to Llano. It's not 4-lane all the way. It's about half the way. What they do, they have passing lanes, and so about half the road is passing lanes on the right, and half the road is passing lanes on the left, and it works out pretty good. So, have you learned anything? No, you have not. But that's the purpose of the video. I don't want to strain you. So, what else is going on? I got me some green tea and some good ice. And, yeah, I mentioned going to the VA tomorrow to get my physical. I got a fast tonight. I can't have anything but water until, well, after 8 p.m. this evening. I'm not going to have anything but water until they do all the blood work at 11 a.m. And then I'm taking me a sandwich and going to go out to my truck and have a sandwich and fool around until my appointment with the doctor at 1:15 p.m. And then they also send you to a sociologist at 2 p.m. And then on you go. And then you leave there about 3 p.m. headed back to Llano, Texas, or I do. And on we go. And then next week I get my eyes checked. Man, I'm telling you, I'm just a busy man. I'm a busy man. So with that in mind, what else is going on? You know, I've looked at some options there for, you know, in Llano at the city park, if I did decide to stay there for an extended period of time in an RV and pay them $500 a month plus utilities, and it'll probably go up every year or 2 or 3. But hopefully not a whole lot, because they try to stay in the market with other RV parks. So I looked at a Winnebago, like a 24-footer. I was thinking, well, you know, if you get to the point you're not going to travel or tow your casita, then just get you a little larger travel trailer and park it here. They make a Winnebago. It's a 24-footer. It's got a slide on the dining side that would fit perfect there, and I'd have a perfect view from the inside to watch them on the 16th green and 17th tee box. Yeah, that would work out just fine. And yeah, I like the area, and you know, we'll see how it all shakes out. You know me, Mr. Fickle Man. I mean, I could be on the road tomorrow or buy an airplane, who knows. But right now I'm looking at that option with the Winnebago. And the reason I chose Winnebago, even though you're buying a little bit of a name, you're paying a premium for a name, kind of like Airstream, they still have good quality cabinets on the inside, and the bed mattress is almost normal. And, you know, it's a little better built than some of the others, I think. And I've never had one, and I've had everything else. But yeah, we may try that. I looked at fifth wheels, but I've only got, there's only room on that site that I'm on for a 24 footer. That's it. You couldn't, you wouldn't have any parking spot if you may put a longer unit there. So yeah, 20, I measured it. I mean, I stepped it off close enough. And yeah, it was 8 steps. So that's close enough. And I've got a 17 footer on there now, and it'll fit and it'll give me a good, good space for my pickup. Do I plan on changing vehicles? Not for a while, man. I like this vehicle here. I'm averaging right now 32.1 miles a gallon. I just filled up with gas, and the range, it shows 544 miles of range. Can't hardly beat that. So I don't use much gas, so it's like, doesn't make much sense to try to get something that gets better mileage, because even if I cut my gasoline expense by 30-40%, I would only save $10. Yeah, we're coming up in Kingsland, Texas now. This is the Colorado River and the Llano River meet right here, and that's good for recreation, but it's not too good when both rivers flood at the same time, and that's happened. That's happened. Yeah, and it sure creates a hell of a mess here. I need to see a speed limit sign. I think it's 45 here. Yeah, there's that. That one shows 249 a gallon. Now we're crossing the Colorado River here, and they got some beautiful homes up in there. I guess you can see them pretty well. And yeah, those are high dollar papas there. They look like apartments. They're not. Those are just regular old single family homes. Yeah, I think the speed limit here is 40. Whoa, truck. Thank you. Yeah, we'll get on through here, Kingsland, Texas, and yeah, all this on the right has changed. That used to be a RV mobile home park, and now they've sold that out, and that's something else that can happen if you're in a privately owned RV park or mobile home park. Is all of a sudden somebody comes in and wants to do a housing development and goes to the owner and buys it, and then you're out on the street and you've been there 25 years. In addition to just selling it to somebody else, and they go up on the rate. Yeah, there's risk, but with the city RV park, it's owned by the city. It's right there by the golf course, and they like that because people do come there and play golf or stay at the RV park and play golf. Kingsland, Texas. There's this little Mexican food place here on the right called El Bracero is pretty good food, actually. I mean, it's the real Mexican food. And bracero, I think, is like a working man. I think that's what that means. A working guy or working man. Kingsland, Texas, October the 27th, 2025 at 10:57 a.m. How about that? Have you ever been here at 10:57 a.m. on October the 27th, 2025? Probably not. But anyway, guys, from Kingsland, Texas, on the way to my place in Llano, Texas, on a Monday morning. Nice so far. Well, it's going to be a little warm today because we got a cool front coming in, and typically whenever there's a norther coming in, the temperatures rise before it gets here, and then it cools down dramatically, and it's supposed to. Yeah, we're going to be in the 40s pretty soon in the mornings, which is, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So anyway, guys, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want. If you're going to buy something from Amazon, use the Amazon link in nearly all of my videos. And drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, stand guard at the door of your mind, and enjoy your life. one day at a time, the best way you can. Remember, it's your life. It's not anybody else's. You know, peer pressure is what it is, and friends and family are what they are. And they all mean well, just like the people that leave comments on my channel. And you just have to kind of put your a little tongue in cheek and say thank you. Oh, which reminds me, a compliment is free. In other words, you can give somebody a compliment and just make their whole day, and it didn't cost you a penny. I was in HEB, and there was a pretty lady, young lady. I'd say she was in her middle 30s probably, and I was getting an avocado right next to her, and I said, you know, don't take this the wrong way, but I said, you're a very pretty woman, and she was, or is, and she said, well, thank you very much. And I said, well, do you work out a lot or something? And she said, well, actually, I'm trying to get my figure back from having two children, you know, like a year apart. And she said she'd been out walking and doing some things and trying to keep her weight under control. And I said, well, you realize, of course, that you can't walk far enough to lose weight. You know what I mean? The only way to lose weight is eat less. That's it. That's it. You know, it may help you stay physically fit, you know, walking, but as far as losing weight, you're not going to lose much. So anyway, guys, there you go. Now that's what I wanted to tell you. So give people compliments. If there's something that looks like they're working on, that they're and they are pretty, or they look like they're doing something right at their job or whatever, tell them good job. You don't want to hurt you. Anyway, enjoy your life. Bye bye.